Have you ever put all your faith in someone to find out later that they were keeping a horrible secret? How would you react if you discovered that the person you love the most was living two lives? Today, I'll share my terrifying experience, which begins with an ordinary phone check and culminates in a decision that alters my life. I found 29,000 texts on my wife's phone, each more heartbreaking than the last. It was such a deep betrayal that I had to act quite strongly. Everything started just like any other day. That being said, this day was different. My whole world was upside down on this day. As I thumbed through her phone, I was horrified to see a maze of deception. 29,000 messages. Can you imagine the depth of such betrayal? How is this even possible? How could someone you trust entirely be so easy to trick? I know many of you have faced or are frightened of similar questions. The pain, the anger, and the heartbreak shouldn't have to be endured by anyone. I realized that I had to do something. I was unable to ignore this. The betrayal was too harsh, and the wound was too deep. Therefore, I made a choice that would have a significant effect. It's my fault that she's homeless. You won't believe the steps I had to take or the tornado of emotions I went through. This story has plenty to discover, and you won't believe how it ends. So pay attention to the very end. I promise you that you will want to take advantage of it. I'm currently wholly lost. I've been married to my 28-year-old wife for 9 years. My age is 38 years old. We've been married for the last 3 years. We possessed a fantastic bond, and my love for her surpassed my passion for life. She was my best friend and soul partner. I found out about a 29,000 text thread last week when I noticed a strange text message on her phone. She appears to have had an affair with a coworker on and off for the past 2 years. I saw explicit words and photos, and I was devastated. She expressed her love and concern for him, their strong bond, etc. I feel so alone, and I have no one to talk to. She's been staying with her folks ever since I advised her to leave the house we own jointly. We had one sit-down conversation for about an hour, and she wanted to attempt to save our relationship. She says she wants to start marriage counseling and that she has cut off all contact with the other man. Her phone and other gadgets are willing to have trackers installed, but I don't want to play jail warden with someone I should be able to trust. How can I trust anything she says, even after all these years of apologizing? I told her that I wasn't sure I could even make amends and needed some alone time. She informed me that she was leaving her position as evidence of her sincerity. It's a reputable position that is in great demand. I found out today that the other guy is married and has a child, so I contacted his wife. She was ignorant of it, so we had a little phone cry. I felt so good when I talked to someone, even though I felt guilty about telling her. I don't know what to do. We don't have children, although we live in a beautiful house for which it would be hard to pay the bills alone. Update. She visited us last night to talk. We weren't as happy as I thought our marriage was since she showed me a long-term notebook she had kept. I decided on numerous occasions to overlook the issues we were facing. I was slightly surprised by how long the diary was. I had no idea. I felt I had to force myself to get through the challenging times. She was talking to a therapist about some issues. I always knew that she had moments of suicidal thoughts. I had no idea about that. She gave me a schedule to go along with the material. The 2 years or so that the connection lasted were sporadic. They were not in use for around 1/3 of the total duration. This is by no means an explanation. In fact, it nearly makes me feel worse. She respects our divorce, but she wants to stay married. She did say, when I brought it up, that if I needed to start over, she would give me a clean divorce. We split everything 50-50, so it shouldn't be too hectic. All that is there is the house, which we have made perfect because it was a brand new build for us. She won't quit directly to avoid the other person. Instead, she will resign from her position and transfer to a different department. Even so, that would result in a $30,000 pay cut. She can make significantly more money than I can, even though we both work in the same field and make about the same pay. I keep telling myself that I'll never be able to reunite with her. Then I should try it out. I flip that then, over and over. I am still trying to figure out what to do. I scheduled a time for private counseling. I've never done anything like this before, but I'm traveling alone to gain clarity. She has been living with her parents, but that arrangement will surely end. Let's see how the community responds. First, I would have changed nothing and stayed as far away from people as possible for at least a few weeks. Attempt to take care of yourself. Consult a counselor immediately. It would help if you had time alone to process the trauma. Bravo for throwing her out. Bravo for contacting the unfaithful spouse. It would help if you had time to digest all that she has done to you. She has detonated a nuclear bomb in your life. I apologize for what you guys are going through, but you will overcome this. Has a right to know the reality. Speak with an attorney. Seek counsel, even if you choose to stay and work on it. Tell her you would prefer to share the entire tale with her at once to prevent leaking truths. After a 2-year affair, someone else shows up. She told him she loved him but kept it a secret until someone found out. She is not in love with you. Her security in your marriage is. Do you believe she would be attempting to keep your marriage intact if you were single or divorced? Since you were around 29 and she was only about 19, there was a significant maturity gap when you first started dating, and you should be honest with yourself. She has been in love with the other man for 2 years, but he is married, has a child, and is unavailable. Gaps could result in a lot of issues. When the younger party is only roughly 19 years old, it's not the same as when a 38-year-old started dating a 28-year-old because, in that case, both parties have typically been independent adults for several years and have been in serious relationships with other people before. To add to what another community member said, divorcing someone and choosing to give her another opportunity are two distinct things. The choice to give her another chance is not the same whether you want to try to save your marriage or never see her again. You need to protect yourself, not just to spare yourself the repercussions of failing, but also to ensure that she is committed to you and the relationship. I want to start by sincerely apologizing for what happened to you. You know what to do deep inside. You claimed you believed her to be your soulmate and everything was beautiful. You can't trust that she's not lying to protect herself, especially because she cheated on you for most of your marriage without you knowing. She cheated on you for over 2 years. She is not sorry you caught her, but rather that you saw her because the affair would still be going on if you hadn't caught her. Kindly ensure that you are tested to ensure that her activities did not result in anything from her, and please ensure that she does not resign from her work, as this will complicate the divorce procedure. I hope you find peace when you come upon a 209,000 text thread that seems like an SMS version of the Harry Potter series, but instead of magic, it's full of lies and betrayal. Let's talk about her intention to quit her work to resist temptation. Well, whatever. And congrats on her river-themed diary crime. You've found the extended cuts and deleted scenes from the director's cut of your marriage. While she may offer a straightforward divorce now, remember that unclean dishes still carry signs of betrayal. Find your clarity by taking those individual therapy sessions as though they were doses of truth serum. Never forget that when life delivers you lemons, you squeeze those suckers into the eyes of anyone who dares to lie to you once again, not lemonade. What are your thoughts on this next? Op's doorbell camera was sick and tired of his liar of a woman. Someone who plays Jenga with your trust, taking one block at a time until everything falls apart, is not someone you deserve. The second tale. We apologize. Our breakup served as cover for a tragic relationship that resulted in 2 fatalities. We've been the ideal couple for 8 years. We moved to a new state, had a wedding, and everything. But a month ago, 30 females ended our relationship, 34 men. At that time, she had lied to justify her lack of acceptance of me. I was ready to go on and accept it. When our familiar friend Kathy abruptly stated she needed to talk to me, I returned to finish packing and prepare to move out. It turned out that Kathy had not known about all of this. Since Kathy and I broke up on the same day, she knew I had separated from her ex-husband on social media after he left her. We started piecing together the real story of the past month. What happened in reality? Kathy and her spouse married, and my ex-partner and I attended their ceremony. My ex-partner and her new partner started exchanging words. They broke up with Kathy and me after they met for secret dinners. They merely pretended to be married for 2 weeks before they broke up with each other. Even worse, she developed cancer not long after her divorce and marriage ended. You could not have authored this garbage. It's worse since, even though they were married, they never signed any official papers. Thus, she doesn't have legal status yet. I had gone back to live with my family for a few weeks, and I was completely unaware that they were dropping by our house and doing God knows what. Her covering the doorbell cam didn't stop my Echo Dot from recording him giving voice commands. There is circumstantial evidence pointing to them having an affair. They don't know what we now know. We want to speak with them. I'm unsure what I want to learn from the conversation, but I have many questions. I want to get even. I want to go after gently asking her, if nothing else, to come clean. Either way, the house is being sold. I want to share my story to make her look awful. I want everyone to know that in all of her future relationships, they will also experience this. Her attempt to correct herself by citing a technicality irritates me the most. If she breaks up with me before they become serious, it's not cheating. I'm afraid I have to disagree. You attempted to assign guilt to me from the moment you saw him at his wedding. It brings shame onto you. Not only did you ruin my life, but the lives of 2 other people as well. One of them is currently battling cancer and needs her husband's assistance. Eat rocks. I will never trust her with my life. Thank you for the update, and to everyone who assisted me with my previous post. I was in a shallow place, and the support I received prevented me from seeking revenge. However, I found some dangerously inaccurate information in this sub. Kathy and I decided to talk to one other's ex-partners simultaneously, but in different ways regarding the confrontation. I packed everything from our house and moved in with my parents. I made a neighbor who was bitter towards my former partner some goods. I threatened to turn off the utilities if Kathy continued the fight, and she did. Subsequently, I blocked her on all platforms. Although I still experience loss daily, my mood has improved since I stopped communicating with my ex. Since Kathy moved in with her parents, I have been following up with her regularly. Looking back on our relationship, I realize how many red flags I ignored. I'm ready to move on and focus on my goals for the future, but my ex has already made up a narrative about what happened. You were a master at handling the fallout. How the chapter ended, with a move, a breakup, and a text message saying, "I know what you did and I'm out of here," was great. And stopping her mid-denial with the doorbell camera? Customary. Let's talk about her post-breakup story. She moved on fast refers to how she did as if she immediately entered another person's wedding vows. Moreover, if broke up means that he intended to woo 2 credulous people while he was at the altar, then he broke up before they got married is accurate. Besides, all that garbage about I deserved it because I did nothing for the relationship for 8 years would be the same as saying that someone ought to have been hit by a meteor for failing to water the plants even once. As for the efforts of your ex-partner to keep up her act together, let's say that her duplicity is starting to fall apart faster than a jumper in a cat den. People are beginning to doubt her as her house of cards is about to fall apart. You will be sipping cocktails on the SS New Beginnings deck while watching the sunset over an endless horizon. Let's put the drama behind us and look forward to a time of clear skies and smooth sailing. Remember that you are in control of your fate and are moving towards happiness regardless of any challenges that may come along, even if your ex attempts to re-enter your life. Let's raise a glass to new beginnings and brighter futures. Thank you for listening to my story. Have you ever put all your faith in someone only to find out they were living a double life? It's a betrayal so deep it feels like your world is shattering. But through the pain and heartbreak, I found the strength to move forward. Every step of this journey has been a lesson in resilience and self-discovery. From the shocking revelation of 29,000 messages to the difficult decisions I had to make, I've understood the true meaning of trust and the importance of self-respect. Healing is a process. Sometimes you must take bold actions to protect your heart and rebuild your life. Remember, you deserve honesty, love, and respect in all your relationships. If you found value in my story, please support this channel by liking this video and subscribing. Your support helps me continue sharing these personal journeys and helps others go through similar experiences. Remember to click the bell icon to see all the new uploads. We can find strength together, learn from each other, and move forward to brighter days. Remember, Life is full of unexpected turns, but with each challenge there's an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Surround yourself with those who uplift you and seek the support you need. Your journey is uniquely yours, and taking each day as it comes is essential. Thank you for watching. Stay strong and see you in the following video.